Hey, greetings, welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at Mailslurp API with Ruby and Python, part 2, setting up an actual integration test. Please like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, reach out to me in the comment section for any help, tips, and suggestions. Alright, so since we have set up our Mailslurp configuration, right, we have gotten our Python backend running. Right, what we want to go ahead and do now is set up our testing script with RSpec, right? So now in RSpec, just a few tips. First thing is that RSpec, when it errors out, it gives you a lot of information. You can't see the actual error, you're going to see into a very deep into the stack trace. So the whole stack trace to where the error started in your code, right? So you want to provide this code in order to avoid that. And also, RSpec has something called Lifecycle hooks, right? So they exist before features one. Right, we have features, right? We have the describe. We have like it. Say for example in Cypress and Jest, those testing frameworks, we can have describe and it, right? We have lifecycle hooks to run on each it statement or the described suite, right? And you want to be able to leverage those. The most important one is around, right? How are we allowed the examples to run? Because what's really nice about RSpec, is that you can use the programming language to provide filters to really configure what will be done with your examples, right? Along with global variables and functions in order to move metadata around. Right? And then like for a sample, right, what we have here is that we're just setting after every single suite, we just want to go ahead and delete the account. We just want to go ahead and delete the account here. Right, so basically on every single suite, you want to just make sure in this test that login information is working. All right, so now what you need to go ahead and do is provide for a E2E test. Here is going to be integration, right, because we're using third-party software and Mailslurp in order to get things to work, as well as AWS. Right, so first we want to set local or globals. Right, and I want to go ahead and create an account. So this is going to create an account in the AWS Cognito backend, right? And then also just a bit with REST client, right? I just want to provide for the origin, right? Because what we want to do is we want to go ahead and stop the front end, right? Because our E2E environment is going to be, it's not going to be coming from our front end URL, our dev URL, which is localhost there. So we need to make sure that we provide that from our testing service. All right, and now what we want to go ahead and do is really use Mailslurp the way it's supposed to be used in Ruby. We want to go ahead and parse out that email, use the API to get the email and see what happens if we end up with our code or not. So what we're going to do is we're going to run our spec. So, all right, it's going to take a bit to run. Right, and now look at that. We were able to get our confirmation code, right? So if you take a look at what's going on in our backend for integration, right, we go ahead, create the account, right? That's off metadata, and then at the end of our suite, you go ahead and delete the account or so, like so. And if we go ahead and take a look at our inbox here, right, and refresh the page, because UI front ends, right, they usually don't, right, auto update, right, you're going to see our verification code is the same as the verification code that we got in the test. So how nice was that? So thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, reach out to me in the comment section for any help, tips, and suggestions. Link to the lab will be posted in the video description, as well as links to all social media. Thanks for watching.